Welcome back. It's day 28 of the Art by Marlene colour challenge. Today's colour is fuchsia. So I am going to create a background a little bit like this. So I have a feeling peony is going to come into play here. I'm going to start off with fuchsia. Let's get rid of that. Let's use a slightly bigger brush. This has been such a fun challenge. My brush is quite wet, so it's watered down that paint, which I don't mind actually. I think that's going to create quite a nice effect. It's super warm in here today. And to be soon back to absolutely melting in my studio, and I'm not complaining because that's lovely. It's a nice problem to have, isn't it? Okay, so then I'm going to go back in with a bit more fuchsia, and then I think there we go, quite like that. I'm trying not to overwork the paint. I kind of want it to do its thing, but I need a slightly warmer pink. I wonder if a little touch of kissy. Don't need much because it is quite a dark pink. Oh, that is so pretty. A little bit goes a long way. Then I also think a little bit of a little bit of royal. Just a touch. Oh, hang on, there's a touch on there. Let's just use that. That's really nice. That's how you can kind of build up different tones of the same colour using... Oh, that's gorgeous. Yes, right, stop there, Claire. Okay, so I can see lots of little dots on here. So what I'm going to do now is bring out the circle stencil from last year's advent calendar. Last year, one of the years. It was this most recent one, this Christmas, just gone. What are those? Right, there are a couple of circle stencils in here that are going to work. I might have to put them near the front because I don't want that one, those are too big. Although I could make that work. That's the one I'm after. Right, so I'm actually going to take that off here so I can just manipulate it a bit easier. My reasoning for putting those stencils on a ring is so that I can see them and I'm not going to forget about them. Because I've pretty much nearly got all the way through this challenge and realised I wasn't really using the stencils from the advent calendars, and they're some of the prettiest stencils. And certainly when you're working on a project this small, it's quite nice to have something a bit smaller to use. Right. Boop, boop. Did you go there? No. There. Let's just line you up like that. That'll do. Okay, then I might put a few royal. I'm just going to keep the same sponge, I think, and just build up some of those dots on the background. I don't want too many of these kissy ones, are we? So I'm not changing my sponge in between. I'm just trying to imitate this background. And then what I also notice is there's some peony ones. Let's go in with some of those last of all. sponges do soak up the colour. Just bring those over the top. Lovely. I am liking that. Right, let me clean up here. Okay, so I'm also going to just come in with some text stamping. I'm over stamping as well. Okay, that works. And then I would like a word. Oh, I might just leave it at that actually. And then I've got these flowers which I'm thinking I'm going to put on here. I'm going to cut that one in half because I've got an even number and I want an odd number. And what I want to do here is just make these feel like they continue. And then I've got space for a quote in there. And I think there's some, maybe a little bit of some peachy splatters. I wonder what colour that is. Let's see if I can work that out. I don't think it's peony. I think it's quite a peachy tone to it. So I have a thing about working in odd numbers on the whole. That is like one thing, a guideline that I tend to keep to. I wonder if it's sand. I think it might be. It might be a bit of sand and peony. So let's, a little bit of sand. That works. They are quite chunky splatters, but that's all right. Quite like that. Okay, so I've added those flower elements on, but I've kind of tried to mirror that swatch card in the way that I've added colour. Nice one to come in with some white, so I'm trying to keep this white ink pad as white as I can. Oh dear. It's almost like trellis. I really like that. Wouldn't that be cool? And then I've got space for some writing to go in here. Okay. To find a quote, put that back in there. that. Every painting has a tiny bit of me in it. Yep, that is very true. There we go. I am leaving that as it is. I love how that's come together. So that is day 28, 3 days to go. I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.